So, as you guys can see, we're recording straight from the MacBook. The title is not clickbait, yeah? Your boy was so broke that he couldn't afford to go into Co-op and use his card to buy something for £2.05 that he had to go and use. This was a year and a half. So look, you guys can see, if you see top right, that's my date. And then as you can see there, right, you can see this was over a year and a half ago. Yo, and yeah, I needed to like really be honest and be like, you know what, that was what your boy went through. Yeah, so I wanted to let people know that, look, this is how we're gonna literally kick straight into the video. Your boy had no your boy had no dough, fam. Wow, how I done it, only God. Only God. What's going on, guys? It's your boy Femizi. We're starting the day off with a Storytime Sunday. And as you saw in the beginning, you saw that none of it was clickbait. You saw it was the real deal. The story time was, I was so broke that I couldn't afford to buy £2 worth of groceries. A bit of background, a bit of story about what happened. So the year 2022 was a very difficult year for me financially, as in I was in and out of God knows how many different jobs. I had jobs with a cybersecurity company, was very stressful, ended up dropping it. Then found another job, which was in, I think it was in finance. I was going to say tech. No, it's in finance. Joined that company and then they ended up letting me go, which obviously isn't a good thing because they let you go. You have nothing to fall back on. So that happened. But, you know, they said that my performance wasn't good. But I'm like, if my performance isn't good, then why did you guys allow me to have this MacBook? Anyway, I'm not complaining. Do you know no one there? I'm not complaining. I'm just saying. That period, around kind of like that May, June, all my days, that time was difficult, man. I had no money. I had weddings coming up. You know, some of my family members had graduated. So, you know, there was just so much going on. And I remember just having no money in my account that I was like, okay, I'm going to have to use KLARNA. So I remember I applied for KLARNA. I've always used KLARNA like many, many years ago, but I didn't actually have the KLARNA card. So they give you a credit limit. And I think the credit limit is like 1,000. Unfortunately, I've tried to dig through my emails to find out what the limit was. I just cannot find it anywhere. And for some reason, I can't find it in my credit report. I don't know why, but I can't find it anywhere. Anyway, so I can't really confirm to you what the amount that they gave me. So I would be using that literally to buy my groceries. You know, buying food, buying groceries, just buying a lot of different things, to the point where I was not in a position to actually pay that stuff back, because when they wanted me to pay the stuff back, let's say, you know, I was using the KLARNA card, let's say middle of May. I lost my job beginning of June? I lost it around the time that the Queen's Jubilee was on. So as the Queen's Jubilee holiday ended, and then I remember I took off the Monday, the following day I got let go, and then I knew that the money I was going to get was going to be very small. So I had to apply for universal credit, and then I knew that all of my payments that I had obviously paid using the KLARNA card, that was going to be due around the middle of June. I wouldn't be able to pay it. So I remember I was ignoring all the letters and, ignoring all the letters, no, I was ignoring all the notifications, all the payment requests and whatnot. These guys sent me a stack of letters that thick. I'm not even joking. It was that thick, because let's say I'd made about 30 purchases and I can't pay all 30. KLARNA would send 30 letters. And then also what I'd done is, so as you guys know, if you guys watch my channel update, this camera you're using is actually my iPhone XR. So I had another SIM in this phone that I wasn't using. So to stop all of them kind of bombarding me with messages, it was just too much. I had actually changed my number from my main phone to that phone, and then that way, and then I'll keep this phone on Do Not Disturb. So any notifications, I didn't have a clue in the world. It was honestly too much. I couldn't do it. You know, I'm just very grateful that later on in the year I was able to have a job, which I'm working at currently right now, which was able to really just deal with that situation, because it was so bad. I remember I was like eating the same thing, you know, every day, to the point where my body wanted to reject it, but my body can't reject it, because if it rejects it, what are you gonna eat? You know, the one there, you're eating like the same thing every day, like eating the same pasta sauce and pasta, because you know pasta's quite cheap. And then I made a sauce which you can make for like a very low price, and I was literally sustaining that for like every single day. And you know, all my friends that got married last year, oh, that was a tough time. As in, I fortunately had a tax repayment coming back, because the job that I was working in beginning of 2022 was actually it was a very well paying job, and because of that they taxed me a lot more. So because they taxed me a lot more, it meant that I, when it got to April, because obviously I'd lost my job, it meant that I'd actually paid too much tax, so they gave it all back, which was quite nice. So I'd use that to pay off certain things, and I use it to get native. And looking back, it's very foolish. Why are you buying native when you got things to pay off your KLARNA? Do you know what I mean? It's almost like the urgency wasn't there. You are prioritizing drip and looking good over making sure that your finances are in order. It was very silly. Anyway, I've learnt my lesson. That's no longer my problem anymore. And even then, my boy, I was with him last week. He knows who he is, yeah. One of my friend's weddings, it was in Barking, and for us, it is a trek to get back from Barking to home. And we can kind of go similar way home, because we're not that far if you was to take Uber. So he was like, yo, let's take Uber, man. You know what I mean? And I'm like, no. Let's save money. Let's not take Uber, man. We spent so much money on our native. Like, we just spent hella dough today, man. And he was like, are you sure? And I was like, come on, bro. Like, we don't need to spend any more money, man. Like, let's chill. And then imagine, we took a bus all the way from Barking to where I lived. Yeah, it took me like 2 hours, 2.5 hours to get home. It was, like, look back at it now, yeah. I spent so long to get back home. All because I didn't have enough money, because basically I was like salvaging that £1.65 to kind of get home, because TFL were going to take the money out at like 2 in the afternoon. So it meant that as long as I was still using that £1.65 to kind of get back home, then I'll be fine. Do you understand? So, oh, God have mercy. Wow, what a time that was. Oh. So what's the motto? So what's the moral of like what I'm saying is that, I had prioritized looking good over making sure my finances were in order, which was a very, very poor mistake that I made. And I don't wish that upon anybody. I wish that people would prioritize making sure that your finances, your credit, your, all your debts, everything is like, you've got it all under control as a first priority, making sure all of that is sorted out before buying that outfit for the wedding or whatnot. I can't lie, looking back now, I would get an old outfit. Do you understand? Or if it's to the point where I just don't have the outfit and you're going to stick out like a sore thumb, I'll just say to my friend, look, I can't go. Do you know the one there? So, and then at some point you can then explain. I remember I told my friend that I traveled to her wedding with like 5p in my account. Do you know what I mean? And she was like, what? I said, yeah, I had no money, but I was like, I couldn't miss it. Like, you're my G. So I would just say, like, honestly, just prioritize that over anything, because when it's now time for you to maybe get credit to take out a car, or even your phone, or even a house, do you understand? Like, those things that are important that requires good credit, that's what's going to matter. Do you understand? Because they're going to look at your last 6 years and all of the stuff that you've been doing. Have you been using KLARNA? Have you been using like payday loans and all those things? Those things all have an effect. So I would say prioritize that over everything, and then get help. So I would say rely on universal credit. So I don't know how it is for the rest of the world. I do know that there are welfare systems across Europe and across like America. I don't know how good it is, but I know that in the UK we have universal credit, and I know that you can use that to essentially help you get by. I mean, I was using that to get by my bills, like just about, but I couldn't use it for KLARNA because I had spent so much on KLARNA that I couldn't use it to pay off the things that I use for KLARNA. Number 3, get rid of KLARNA.
What did he say?
Get rid of KLARNA. Get rid of KLARNA. As soon as I was working again and I was able to pay off, KLARNA, I remember I didn't touch it again. I didn't use that account again. I said deaf to ClearPay, deaf to, is it pay? There's like pay up or something like that. Deaf to KLARNA, deaf to all of these things that allows you to spread your payments over 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks. No, unless I'm gonna use it on a business account to acquire stock so that I can use that to make money. You're not gonna catch me using those. I said no more. No. I said no. Had to, man, because it has such a negative effect. It's almost like saying, why do you have to use those things to buy something that's like £20? Are you that broke? Do you understand? I understand that it's not for every single situation, But more time than not, it's like, why are you using ClearPay to buy something that you should be able to go into the store and pay with your own money and know that it's yours? Do you understand? So that was what I did. And yeah, what a time that was. What a time that was, man. I'm so grateful I'm out of that situation. And yeah, but honestly, your boy did not have money. Your boy was broke. And you know how it is? I think we as men as well. So I don't know if ladies can really relate to this, but we as men, like, the last thing that we would do is ask money from women. I personally don't like doing it because I've had an experience in the past where I've asked money from somebody and then they would like lord it over your life. Like, oh wait, hold on, this is why you should be doing this. This is why you should be doing. I'm like, brother, what's going on? But guys, that is my story time. But honestly, please ask for help. And for the mandem as well, I'd say, I know that there are men that you can ask around you. I think at the time, a lot of the mandem that I knew, they didn't have money either. So it was very hard for me to even just ask because obviously some of us were talking about our situation. And it was like, if you don't have money, I can't ask you money. Do you know what I'm saying? You know, it didn't help as well that people were owing me money. And it's like this radio silence. Do you understand? The only time that I was hearing from these people was when they needed money. Do you understand? And it's like, it's not nice. But yeah, that's my story time anyway, guys. Let me know what you thought. More story times to come. But I thought this one would be an interesting one. This one was very transparent. I know that a lot of people might not speak about it because they're thinking, you know, KLARNA, they're embarrassed. And I'm like, honestly, there's nothing to be embarrassed about. Nobody can draw me out for using KLARNA. Do you know no one there? Because what I use now is I got a card that I use for double club card points whenever I buy things. And then I've got another card that whenever I use that, it generates air miles. Do you understand? So you can see that my situation in a year and a half has completely changed. It can happen to anyone. And if you're struggling to look for work, if you're finding it really, really difficult, never ever stop looking for work. You will find work. How I found this job, all glory to God. I can't take any of the praise. I know it was him. Somebody took a chance on me. And that person, I have the utmost respect for them. Because if not for them, I wouldn't be here. So guys, I have really enjoyed making this video. Again, to my family, and I know you're gonna watch this, please don't be offended. I think it's just a guy thing. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna probably wrap it up there. It's been your boy Femizi. Hope you guys have learned something, you've taken something from this as well. As much as I can, if I can help, I will drop all the necessary links in the description. But guys, it's been your boy Femizi. Over and out.
Don't feel nothing danger.